Hi, John Kavakis here for Forum 43 and the Diecast Zone, and this is another episode of My Take. Today we're going to be taking a look at Brooklyn's 1954 Fleetwood Series 60 Special Cadillac Redo, and I'm excited to tell you about it. So Cadillac was supposed to be the standard of the world. Well, how did they get that nickname? Where did they get that motto from? It goes all the way back to 1908. Cadillac entered a competition in England for the Royal Automobile Club of the United Kingdom's Dewar Trophy. This was kind of like back then the Nobel Prize of Engineering trophies, and it was awarded to promote engineering excellence. Well, they won the competition by taking two Cadillacs to the event and interchanging the parts and showing them that they could still run. So they got this award for engineering precision. It was totally uncalled for at the time. The automobile industry was in its infant years. Most of the cars were handmade, parts were outsourced and cobbled together at times. So Cadillac comes in and begins building models with interchangeable parts, which means that repairs could be made, and it just denoted a level of precision that was unheard of prior to 1908. They won it again in 1912 for equipping their cars with an electric starter. So out of that rose their motto, the standard of the world. All the other manufacturers were competing to match that level of excellence. And of course, the assembly line came after all that and that sort of thing. But Cadillac gained a quick reputation for high quality luxury automobiles. 1938, Bill Mitchell designed a lower priced Cadillac. They called it the 60 Special, made by Fleetwood. It was intended to be lower priced, but eventually became the flagship model of Cadillac and everything that Cadillac stood for. So in 1954, they had a newer body. It was longer, it was lower, it was wider. They returned to a 133-inch wheelbase on the 60 Special, which they had abandoned since 1949. And this was going to be the epitome of luxury for the standard of the world. Cadillac was riding high. They had gained a reputation for not just luxury, but for engineering excellence, for innovation in the industry. And the Fleetwood 60 Special was their flagship model. Came with power seats. It had power windows. You could get power steering for an extra $46. You could get Kelsey Hayes wire wheels for $325. And you could even have air conditioning equipped for a little over $600 or so. The base price on the car was $4,600 and some odd dollars. It would do 0 to 60 and its 331 cubic inch engine, 216 horsepower. 0 to 60 took about 18 seconds or so. Top speed was 104 cushioned, coddled miles per hour. And so those were pretty respectable figures for back then. And so Cadillac had the 60 series, they had the 62 series, 4 inches smaller in the wheelbase. The 60 series was distinguished by having the hash marks on the rear door and a few other little trim bits here and there. So Brooklyn came out with a model of this car a couple of years ago in black. It was a nice model. They have reissued it in driftwood and copper poly. So we're going to take a look at it. Typical Brooklyn packaging, and I got to say, every time I unpackage one of these Brooklyn models, I have a deeper appreciation for the way they put them together in the boxes. The model is protected. It's not crushed in any way by foam or anything. Nothing to interfere with the trim on it, so that when you take it out of the box, it's the way it's supposed to be. There it is. So, I like the color. I don't know how well it compares to the standard color, but I like it. It's a beautiful representation, a really stunning combination of colors. And so let's take a closer look at the model. Again, a typical Brooklyn, the attention to detail is fairly astounding. The cage around the greenhouse is not photo etched, two-dimensional thing. It has dimensionality to it. It is to scale. It looks detailed. It looks high end. The door handles are picked out very nicely. The hood emblem, the badging on it is very delicate, very deep in its dimensionality as well. The wheels are right, all tires are the right size. The wheels are nicely done with a little bit of black showing around the edge of the wheels. And of course they have the Series 60 louvers on the doors as well. One thing that I'd like to see Brooklyn do on all of their models, they're not doing it on all of them right now, is to put full lenses in the headlights. This one doesn't have it. Neither does this one have the side mirrors or a rear view mirror. Now, some of those things are popping up on the more recent Brooklyns, but I got to tell you something. It's hard to complain at the price point because this model sells for under $200, and there's no white metal anywhere that you can get for under $200. In particular, with this level of fidelity and accuracy and detail. So it's a beautiful model. It's available from Brooklyn right now. If you have the black one, I guarantee you'll appreciate this one more. If you're waiting on the black one, there's a really good representation of what Cadillac looked like in 1954. So I hope you'll consider it. Hey, thanks for joining me. I got a couple more videos coming up. I'm still getting caught up after vacation. I was down in North Carolina for 2 weeks. And it was warm and it was balmy. I moved up here to Virginia and all of a sudden it's chilly and we're in the middle of fall and I'm having a hard time making that adjustment. But I'm looking forward to spending some more time with you and our little models. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.